Now let's turn our attention to West Asia, where the tensions are escalating once again. After Gaza and Lebanon, Israel has opened a new front. It is targeting yet another proxy of Iran, the Houthis in Yemen. There's been a fresh wave of attacks and a new war of words. The latest volley has come from Iran, which is Israel's mortal enemy. Iran's supreme leader has spoken, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. He says Iran does not need proxies to hit back.
The Islamic Republic does not have a representative force. Yemen fights because it has faith. Hezbollah fights because the power of faith brings it to the field. Hamas and Jihad fight because their belief forces them to do so. They do not represent us. If we want to act one day, we don't need a proxy force.
We do not need a proxy force, he says. They do not represent us. Quite a statement from Iran's top leader. He's calling these groups resistance forces. Remember, all of them have suffered setbacks in recent months. And this reflects poorly on the regime in Tehran. They could not protect their friends. It's been a tough year for them. Iran calls these groups the axis of resistance. This axis has been hammered. Just look at this map. In Gaza, the Hamas has been dismantled. In Lebanon, the Hezbollah has been defeated. And this month in Syria, the Assad regime collapsed. Now, Israel is training its guns on the Houthis in Yemen.
As we acted forcefully against the terror arms of Iran's evil axis, so we will act against the Houthis. Only in this case, we are not acting alone. Therefore, we will act forcefully with determination and sophistication. I tell you, even if it takes time, the result will be the same result as against the other terror arms.
It began last week. Israel conducted a series of strikes in Yemen. They hit ports and energy infrastructure. Israel said these were Houthi military targets. Of course, retaliatory strikes followed. The Houthis launched missiles towards Israel. At least one of them fell in Tel Aviv. A dozen people were injured. This wasn't their first attack, though. Since the war in Gaza began, the Houthis, along with other Iranian proxies in the region, have targeted Israel. They have launched some 400 missiles and drones in 1 year. Israel managed to shoot down most of them. But the Houthis remain undeterred. They say they will keep attacking Israel until it stops the war in Gaza. And where do the Houthis get their weapons from? Who is arming them? Iran, mostly. Since 2009, Tehran has supported the Houthis in multiple ways, with weapon transfers, with training, and with intelligence support. And with this backing from Iran, the Houthis have captured most of Yemen, including its capital, Sana'a. It's all under Houthi control. They are a key ally for Iran now. They extend Tehran's influence as far as the Red Sea. And now they're trying to build more pressure, both on Israel and its Western backers. The Houthis say that they've thwarted a major attack this weekend.
The armed forces have successfully thwarted an American-British attack on our country, during which the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier and several of its destroyers were targeted in conjunction with the start of the aggressive attack on our country last night.
Well, this is what they're talking about. Over the weekend, the US launched an operation. American jets conducted precision airstrikes in Sana'a. The Americans say they neutralized 2 Houthi facilities, a command and control center and a missile storage center. But the Houthis contest these claims. It's very hard to verify either version, but one thing is quite clear. The conflict in West Asia is still spiraling. Iran's axis of resistance may be weakened, but it's not been crushed. It still has the potential to foment conflict. Look at what Khamenei said about Syria. He's made an appeal to the young people of Syria, asking them to rise against the HTS, the group that is now in charge in Damascus.
I predict that the phenomenon of a noble, strong group rising in Syria will happen. The young Syrian has nothing to lose. His university is insecure. His school is insecure. His home is insecure. His street is insecure. His life is insecure. What should he do? They should stand with strong will against those who designed and those who implemented the insecurity. With God's will, He will overcome them.
He said the US and Israel planned to topple Assad, and without naming Turkey, he also said that a neighbor had a role to play. And now he's urging the people of Syria to fight back. These comments from Iran's supreme leader are significant, an indication that as Iran battles external and internal challenges, as the regime faces increasing pressure, it may be willing to stake it all to survive. For the region, that only means more chaos.